hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Lyndon. Thank you so much for visiting. And in this video, I want to have a look at a really straightforward way that we can improvise through the whole of Autumn Leaves just using one straightforward idea, which is a blues scale. And this blues scale is going to fit over the entire form, but still sound really nice. And you can make a fabulous solo making that technique. So the way that this video is going to go is that rather than just give you the notes of the blues scale, I'm going to show you, or remind you if you already know, how to arrive at the blues scale that we're going to be using in a very, very straightforward way. And then I'm going to write out some phrases that will fit over the 4 sections of the Autumn Leaves. So we've got 2 A sections, a B section and a C section. That's the way it's going to go. So before I dive into that and show you the structure of a blues scale in this particular key, I just want to say thank you to all of the people who have supported this channel with your lovely comments, your fabulous feedback, your very generous purchasing of coffees, which really helps me buy kit and survive and pay my mortgage and all of that stuff. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate it, and it's so exciting to be talking to people in Canada and Singapore and America and the UK and all over the world. It's really good fun. So thank you for that. And if you do want to support this channel, that's very helpful, and please subscribe. Right, so let's have a look at a blues scale in the key that we need it for this particular tune. And the blues scale that we need is a blues scale in the key of E for alto saxophone. So the way that I'm going to think about that is I'm just going to think about a blues scale as a type of E minor, and E minor could be the second mode of D major. That's the way that I would think about this. It's not the only way, but it's certainly a way. So if I think of D major, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp and D, and this is D major or D major 7, and then if I take exactly the same bunch of notes but start on the second note of D, this would be E minor 7, and that is my Dorian minor. Now we know that the E and the G and the B and the D of this particular scale are really significant because they're the chord tones, and if I focus on those notes, it's just going to sound really nice if I'm in this key. So these are the chord tones. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I add in the 4th note of the scale, I would get this: E, G, B, sorry, E, G, A, B and D. So I've got 1, 3, 4, 5 and 7. This is 1, 3, 5 and 7. So that's the chord. Now this is a fantastic structure called a minor pentatonic, which I could also use. And I could also use over the whole of the Autumn Leaves if I wanted to, because we're now only 1 step away from a blues scale. So if I add in the flat 5, the flattened 5th, so if I go back to this scale and check out and see what the 5th note is, that is a B. So I would get, and if I flatten it, then clearly it's B flat, E, G, A, B flat, B, D and E, and this is my blues scale. Bum bum bum. Yeah, so you've got 1, 3, 4, this is the flat 5, 5 and 7. Yeah, are you okay with that? It's not the only way that you can arrive at a blues scale, but I really like it because it kind of connects back to other things and I can see a process. So this is like a recipe. What I want to do is to give you a recipe so that you can work out a blues scale in any key. Just take a major scale, think about the second mode, now you've got a minor scale, think about the chord tones of that minor scale. That's already very significant. It's going to sound really lovely, and if you add in the 4th to those chord tones, you've got a minor pentatonic. If you're in a band or you want to go to a jam session or an open mic and you've got all your minor pentatonics down, that's going to sound amazing. It's going to sound really nice if you throw them around. And then if you add in just the flat 5th of whatever the minor pentatonic is, then you've got your blues scale, and that's also going to sound really good. So that's how we arrive at a blues scale, and all of the phrases that I'm going to create for improvising through the entire Autumn Leaves are just built of these notes. So it is really, really significant, and I suggest that you get your blues scales down in lots of different keys, and potentially all keys if you can. Okay, cool. So I'm going to clean off my sheet. I'm going to come back and I'm going to give you some marvelous phrases over the Autumn Leaves. So I'll see you in a sec. Okay, so I have cleaned off my sheet, and now I want to look at some phrases over the Autumn Leaves. And as we've said, all of these phrases are actually built from the notes of the blues scale, and we're going to have a look at some phrases that are going to fit over the first A section. Now, I must say, my disclaimer, I did sort these phrases out earlier, so these phrases are kind of preloaded, but they're really, really, really straightforward, and they're all built, they're all going up and down the blues scale, as you'll see. So here is my A section phrases. So I'm going to give you a bunch of them. We've got B flat, A, G, A and B, and then E, G, E, A, G, E, D, E, and then E, G, E, A, and then B flat, B, D, E, G, E, D, E. Now, when you see the phrases written down like this, you think, what, you know, what, that doesn't, how do I get my head around that? And I wouldn't blame you if you did think that, but they're all really, really, really straightforward phrases. Let's have a look at that top phrase. Look, it's just moving around from starting on the flat 5 and moving to notes which are really close to it. Can you see that? It's just moving up and down the scale. Same with the second phrase, look, E, G, E, yeah, A, G, and then E, D, E. So it's just moving up and down these, and all of those phrases are going to sound, or all of these phrases are going to be constructed in the same way, i.e. they're just moving up and down the scale. It's really not rocket science. Now, I've got a backing track here, which is, you could use any backing track for this, but the backing track that I'm using is from a pretty terrific app called Quartet, and this is Quartet 1. It's only available for the iPad at the moment, but I have heard that they're making it for Android as well. You could use iReal Pro for this, it would work just as well. And I've got this, I've set it up so that I've got trio, which is piano, bass and drums with no saxophone. I've made sure that I'm in E flat so that the chords make sense. It's got an 8-bar intro on it before the A section comes in, and this is over the first A. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself a 2-bar intro just by touching here and get straight into this A section. So let's have a listen. Sounds lovely, sounds really, really, really nice. So I'm going to put this worksheet up at the end of the video for you so you can take some pictures of that if you want to. So this is the first A section. And doesn't it sound nice? And all blues scale phrases, sounds really, really, really good. And let's have a look at the next A. So I start off with a phrase which kind of mirrors this phrase. Do, dee, do, da, da. And this next phrase actually kind of mirrors what I've already done. Do, dee, da, da. I won't try and sing it because I won't do a good job of being accurate. And then E, G, A, B flat, B, D, E, G, and then B flat, A, G, E. All right, cool. And this is the next A section. So this is A2. Yeah. So I'm going to play now the two A sections together. I'll play the first bit and play the second bit as well. Give myself 2-bar intro. Second A. Yeah, sounds really, really, really nice. By the way, I should have said these guys have got the octave key on, as have these guys here. And any others with the octave key on? Yeah, I've done those already. Perfect. So that's the second A, and doesn't it sound nice? And again, if you look at the structure, well, this is really similar to that, so we know that it's just moving around these notes of the scale. And all of these phrases, E, G, A, B flat, B, look, E, G, A, B flat, B, it's really just going up the scale. D, E, G, look at that, this whole section here is just using the blues scale. And the reason that I'm pointing that out is that I want you to be able to do this for yourself. Just find a note on the blues scale and move up or down. It doesn't have to be the root, could be any part of the blues scale, and create your own phrase, ascending or descending down the blues scale, and it's going to sound lovely, especially if you repeat it or develop the idea of the phrase. Let's go to then the B section, and here we go. So I'm coming in a little bit early here. E, G, E, A, G, A, G, A, and all of these guys have got the octave key on, and G, B flat, A, G, E, and all of those guys have got the octave key on, so that's a B flat, try and make that clear, and then we've got D, B, A, G, E, D, and then E, D. All right, cool. So I'm going to put all of these three sections together. Give myself a 2-bar intro. Doesn't it sound nice? Sounds really, really, really nice. And now we're on to the last section, which is the C section. And we have D, E, G, E, A, G, B, D, E, G, E, and then E, G, E, A, and these guys have got the octave key on, A, G, B flat, A, G, E, and these guys have got the octave key on as well, and that's a B flat in there, cool, and these guys have got the octave key on too. So now, oops. So now I'm going to put the whole thing together, and it's going to sound like a fabulous solo. This is a perfectly brilliant solo, and I'm going to play it from the, to give myself the full experience, or to give you the full experience, I'm going to give myself the 8-bar intro. So I'm just going to go from the top. Yeah. It sounds nice. I think I didn't put the octave key on for the when I came into the B section. I played that down the octave, but it doesn't really matter. You could play it up or down the octave, and it doesn't matter if you play it up or down the octave. Do you like that? Is that helpful for you? You've got a whole bunch of blues scale phrases here. I mean, I've given you loads and loads and loads of phrases. What you could do is just practice, you know, playing these phrases and having a look at these phrases in terms of moving up and down the blues scale, because once again, when you see it written down like this, it just looks mind-boggling. You think, oh, how am I ever going to learn that? But when you look at it in terms of going up and down the blues scale, it's really much more straightforward, because you can see what I'm doing. I'm just starting on a note and I'm moving up or down a little bit. I'm not making massive jumps or making any sort of super complex ideas. They're really not. It's just running up and down the blues scale. So again, my method of teaching is give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. You give him a meal, right? Teach a man how to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. And this is what I'm really sort of aiming at with you. I want to give you some lovely phrases, but I want you to understand how I'm arriving at these phrases, how I arrive at the blues scale, so that you can do this for yourself, because it's not super difficult, but you just have to pick a note on the blues scale and go up and down and repeat and develop those ideas. Anyway, I'm ranting again. It's so easy to do. Right, please let me know if that is useful for you, because if it is, I can do more videos like this. If it's not so much, then I can do something else. If you've got any suggestions for videos that you'd like me to do, then please do let me know, because I'd love to hear the sort of things that you'd like me to make videos on, so that I can do that for you. Thank you again for all of the comments. I try and be super responsive. If you make a comment, I try and respond within the hour and nearly always within the day, unless I've got something that's really stopping me from doing that. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you found this useful. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.